Um, Following Her Excellency's visit last week, she honored us in attending the Global Labor Market Conference, and she asked us to work together and collaborate in streamlining, like she said earlier, streamlining the process today. And that's why we're here. We want to streamline and iron out any hurdles or obstacles that is stopping or slowing the recruitment of domestic or skilled workers to Saudi Arabia. I am sure, or we're sure, that there are ways that we can improve that. Okay, the numbers right now are good, but we're pretty certain that with few changes to the current model, we can increase the numbers by probably half more, or let's say 50% more in the years to come. So we look forward to productive 2 days visit. We want to see things in action. We look forward also visiting training centers, medical centers, and what else? We're also visiting Ta'shir. Ta'shir. We've had a meeting also early this morning with our embassy, His Excellency the Ambassador, and he also gave us a few tips on, not tips, sorry, a few areas that needs to be improved, areas of concern. So thank you so much. And we appreciate the welcome. We look forward to welcoming you as well, or welcoming Her Excellency for the third time to Saudi Arabia. We work for a company. It's called Takamul. We'll known to all of you. This company is a government company that today manages the recruitment of skilled professional and domestic workers. We are here. My colleagues are. We are from the domestic workers space side. Okay, but we also want to hear from you on the skilled side as well, to see how we entice and encourage recruitment. Okay. Without further ado, I think we could maybe start dialogues or discussions.
Yes.
Is there an agenda? Is there an agenda?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. We're ready to answer questions. Ready to shed light on any matter that you are facing today. We want to iron out any issues. We do have some ideas on how to increase the numbers. Okay. Allow me just to say, what should we focus on together to really increase the numbers? Okay. I know this is jumping right in. Maybe I should wait, but this was just too exciting.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
One, okay, the household looks for three things when recruiting a domestic worker. First is price. Okay?
Price.
You go into the site, Musanid, and you look for the cheapest. That is if you don't have a preference, a nationality preference. You are a first-time recruiter of domestic worker. You've heard that Musanid is there, can give you, it's the way to start recruiting. You go in, you see Kenya, you see Ethiopia, you see Uganda, you see Bangladesh, you see Sri Lanka, you see Philippines. Okay, you see the expensive and you see the least expensive. And then you see duration. You look at the duration, you see that it's 90 days. But you heard from your cousin or your neighbor that if you recruit from Uganda, it is 40 days. If you recruit from the Philippines, 35 days. But if you recruit from Kenya, it's 90 days. So you will immediately go to the shortest. Okay? The third thing is, you've also heard from your neighbor and your cousins and brothers that Indonesia workers, with respect to all nationalities, okay? I'm just giving you examples. The Indonesians have a habit of running away. Okay, so we don't want to hire. No, I'm gonna stay away from Indonesia work of domestic labor. Let's go with Kenyans. They're known to be content. They stay. They like the environment. They adapt quickly and all that. So chances are of them running away is very, very slim. But they do run away. So how do you choose? Based on those three factors, you've selected a Kenyan worker, a domestic worker, because of reputation that they don't run away. Secondly, they are well trained. And thirdly, is because they are affordable to the middle-sized family and middle class family. Okay, upper class families normally hire the more expensive, okay, domestic workers like the Philippines and Thailand. They are, I think, on the top there. The Philippine today cost is roughly in Saudi Riyal 15,900 compared to Kenya, which is 10,800. So there's a difference of about 4,000 riyal. But if you compare that to Ethiopia, Ethiopia today is at 6,800 riyal. That's the entire cost. That's not your cost or the PRA cost. That's what the domestic, what do you call it, the household pays to recruit a domestic worker up front. You pay it to the local agencies, Saudi agencies. So you see what I'm trying to say is if we focus on price, time, duration, and quality, I think those three things can really encourage and entice the household to recruit a Kenyan domestic worker. And I can assure you, I promise you, if those three are tackled, we will work together in putting Kenya on top when selecting, when actually accessing Musanid as a household. We'll put Kenya as the number one preference.
We have a joint collaboration with them to be able to visit our country, to visit the ministry, to be able to see how we process the migrant workers from here to Saudi and to other countries. And our main aim is that we want to streamline the process of the migrant workers. We want to ensure that we identify the right cadre of workers. We ensure that we process them well, and we ensure even at the destination where they go in Saudi Arabia, we are able to follow them and know what they are going to do. We also get to know their terms of their contract. And this has been a joint venture done by the Ministry of Labor here and the Ministry of the Human Resources in Saudi Arabia. Remember, His Excellency the President also visited the country and was able to meet the Crown Prince just to be able to iron out a few issues. We've been able to sign an agreement, bilateral labor agreement with Saudi Arabia that was there initially. But currently, we want to sign a new reviewed BLA, bilateral labor agreement, on the domestic workers and on the skilled labor. And I'm very happy with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the opportunities that they have given to Kenyans. Currently, we have about 200,000 Kenyans working in Saudi Arabia. And in my recent visit last week, I was able to get more opportunities. I was able to get 2,500 opportunities for our nurses, both the diploma graduates and the degree graduates in nursing. And we are very happy. We are on the process. We are processing them, and we should be able to be done by mid of January and be able to send them to Saudi. This meeting has brought together the private recruitment agencies, plus the officials from Saudi and the officials from the government of Kenya, from the various ministries, to put our heads together and ensure we do the right thing. We are looking forward to even taking more Kenyans. I'm looking forward to flagging off the migrant workers that go to Saudi Arabia. We are also looking forward in having a desk at the airport just to ensure that we have the numbers of the migrant workers that go out of Kenya, and we get to know where they are going to and where they are going to work in. So allow us to allow our teams of officials from the Saudi Arabia to go to the various institutions that we want them to see. We want them to go to the National Youth Service to be able to see how we churn out graduates from the NYS. We also want them to go to NITA to see what we do at NITA. We also want them to go to any institution that is associated with this process of labor migration, like the TVETs. And at the end of the exercise, this visit will take 2 days. We will come back here and sit and analyze what we have done in the 2 days. Finally, I also want to say we want to integrate the Musanet system that is used in Saudi Arabia with the NEA IMSS system that NEA has in the Ministry of Labor to be able to ensure that we work together and ensure that we increase the numbers of the workers that go to Saudi Arabia. We are looking forward to making sure we don't have rogue private recruitment agencies. We are going to clean up once more. We had already done the cleanup from 900 to 500. I'm very ready to even reduce that number from 500 to 100 recruitment agencies, just because we want the right persons to be able to recruit the right Kenyans. And we have very many good Kenyans out there with good certificates, discipline, that can work out there. And we are looking forward to doing that. Number two, we want to protect our migrant worker, right from Kenya here to Saudi Arabia. And that has been going on. And the fact that government has come in to work with Saudi Arabia is a sure way that we want to work well and ensure this process works well.